Have you ever been in the same boat as someone? Not that kind of boat. I know what you're thinking, and no. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Carley. All right, that sounded a lot cooler in my head, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to think of new ways to have a cool little icebreaker intro. And since I'm teaching you guys like slang and idioms and expressions and phrases, I thought I could just be like all hip and cool and be like, what's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Carley.
No, absolutely not.
But once I said it, I realized absolutely not. That was not that cool. So forget about that. That wasn't me. Anyways, what's up, guys? Welcome back to FasciNATIVE English. I have a really good idiom for you all today. We're just gonna jump right in. And that's not trademarked by Teacher Tiffany yet. She's my friend. Let me rephrase that. Instead of jump right in, let's say, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna get into it. The idiom that we're learning today is be in the same boat. All right, be in the same boat. So you can say like, Shirley and I were in the same boat, or Steven and Dave, they're in the same boat. Have you ever been in the same boat as someone? Not that kind of boat. I know what you're thinking, and no, different kind of boat. When you say you're in the same boat as someone, what could that possibly mean? All right, well, let me tell you a story. I have recently gone out of my comfort zone for many things in my life. You saw the intro of this video. That was definitely me going out of my comfort zone. But also in like many different aspects of my life, I've tried to go out of my comfort zone recently. And if you guys don't know what a comfort zone is, it's that, kind of bubble you put yourself in because you're like, I'm only comfortable doing these things. And if I don't do these things, if I do something different, that makes me uncomfortable. Maybe it's like wearing a different color. If you guys notice, I love wearing black. I feel like it looks good on me. It probably doesn't, but in my mind it does. And I have tried to go out of my comfort zone and wear other colors. Now I will say, I don't do it often enough, but I have tried going out of my comfort zone. When you go out of your comfort zone, you do things that make you maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but you're doing it to kind of challenge yourself. So here lately, I have been going out of my comfort zone in many different aspects of my life. But one of the major aspects is I'm trying to make friends. And I know that sounds so lame, but if you look at my life, I have a lot of friends, but they're all over the world. Like none of them are really living in the area that I live in. I think I have like 3 that live in the area, but still we're like an hour away from each other. Like I want a friend that's like right up the road or like in my neighborhood that I could be like, hey, you want to just go to the grocery store, like get some coffee, walk around Target, chill. Like I want one of those friends. So I've been getting out of my comfort zone lately and trying to find new friends. And that means being more talkative, which I am so super talkative, but when I'm in mom mode, so example, if I'm like at the playground with my kid, I'm not talking to other moms because I'm like a helicopter mom. So I'm like watching my kids. But now I'm trying to like be friendly with other moms and put myself out there and like try, oh, our kids get along. Like, can we be friends because our kids are friends? I'm trying to do that, which is super uncomfortable for me because honestly, I've never been in a situation, and this is not me like being conceited. This is me just saying, I've never been in a situation where I didn't have friends or I needed to go out of my way to make friends. Usually, because I'm such an extroverted person, friends just like gravitate towards me. But this has not been the case ever since I moved to the current city that I'm living in. Now I have friends a bunch in Korea, a bunch in my hometown. I have friends literally from all over the world because they were exchange students or I was an exchange student. I have friends everywhere, but I have only 3 here. Now I do have my husband's friends because my husband kind of grew up here. So I'm kind of their friend by default. I've been trying to get out of my comfort zone and meet fellow mom friends. Friends that understand the life of a mom. What I have gathered from the people that I have met, I've only met 3. It's not a lot. But what I have gathered is we are all in the same boat. Us moms out here, especially if your kids are on the younger side, under 10 or 10 and under. we're all in the same boat. Like, we literally are just trying to survive every day. Our goal, we don't have like a year goal. We don't even have a weekly goal. We have a let's survive the day goal, and then hope and pray that tomorrow is either the same or better. Like, that's our goals, you know? And I see moms on like Instagram or Facebook, or when I'm in the checkout line, I usually look at a magazine. I'm like, oh, cool. And I see these like perfect moms, you know? And I even have one of my son's friends, his mom seems like that too. So there's people in my day-to-day life that I encounter, and they just seem to have their life together. Like, they are like super mom, you know?
He's a super mommy, yes, he's superhero.
They are head of the PTA, they're room mother, which room mother is something we have here in the United States where, let's say your children is in a class, you know, they're at school, and the teacher obviously prepares most of the stuff when it comes to academics. The room mom is just a mother that volunteers to prepare the fun stuff like parties or awards or things like that. I have my son's friend, his mom is literally like head of the PTA of the whole school. PTA is like when parents get to have a say and like participate in things going on in the school. So she's head of that. Then she's like room mom for all 3 of her kids. I was like, oh, I could never. I think she's like writing a book or something, like in her spare time. She doesn't have like a day-to-day job, but like she's writing a book or something. And I'm like, wow. And I look at me and I'm like, I do a lot. I have a full-time job. And then on top of that, I have a part-time job. And then on top of that, I do YouTube. And then on top of that, I am into weightlifting, strength training. So I have a trainer and I go to the gym like at least 5 days a week. On top of that, I shuttle my kids to like soccer or Korean school or whatever they need to go to. And on top of that, I'm like just a mom. So I'm like, I feel like I do a lot, but like, that's just like, she does a lot, you know? She like actively does a lot. And so I've met a few friends or fellow moms that have become my friends where we have talked a lot. It just seems like we're all in the same boat of being exhausted. Literally, we are running on empty. Our tank is empty, you guys. We are exhausted. We have kids that, you know, want to talk back, kids that don't really, how should I put this lightly? Kids that don't really obey, you know? Because my youngest, he's stubborn. He is so stubborn. We're like, you know, we're the types of moms where we don't mind if we let Miss Rachel on TV or on YouTube rather. We don't mind if we let Miss Rachel or Netflix watch the kids for like a couple hours because we're doing a million other things. We need to get the laundry done. We need to clean the kitchen. We're working because we work from home sometimes. You know, I've met moms like that, and like it's crazy because I was literally talking to a fellow mom friend that I've met recently. Like we exchanged numbers, and the whole first day that we were texting, it was just us basically complaining about being a mom. Now, don't get us wrong. Being a mom is amazing. I love being a mom. I actually don't know what I would do if I wasn't a mom. I can't even remember a time where I wasn't a mom. You know, I've been a mom for 10 years. I'm not complaining. This is not me complaining on YouTube about being a mother, but I will say she and I texted the whole first day and we just basically complained about how hard it is being a mom. We kept on saying like, oh, I'm in the same boat. And I was like, I really need to teach this idiom because it's something that I use a lot, especially in regards to like fellow moms or maybe like at work, my department that I work in, like, oh, we're all in the same boat. We don't know how to do this, or we're all in the same boat. We're behind on this or something like that. You know, I use this idiom a lot. I was talking with her and we were saying like, dude, we wake up, we send the kids to school, we go to work. And then we're still working when the kids get home from school. We either have to go pick them up or they get on the bus, whatever. We're still working. And then for me, I get off and then I immediately get dressed and I go to the gym. The gym is like my break from kids. For that hour and a half, it's like my little break. Then I come home, I cook. Usually I clean. Now I do split the chores with like my oldest and my husband. So like we take turns like cleaning up, but still usually I clean. If I'm really lucky, I get like one episode of like a show or something that I want to do in, and then usually it's like getting the kids ready for bed, putting them to bed, and then thereafter I'm tired, so peace, I'm going to sleep too, you know. I try to hang, like my husband's like, let's watch this new TV show, and I'm like, yeah, and then like 10 minutes in I'm like, oh, again, it's past my bedtime, it's like 9 o'clock, you know. So I feel like a lot of us moms, especially with kids under 10, are just in the same boat. Like we're living on this like hamster wheel almost, where it's like every day is the same, every day is fast paced, and we just like, we just keep going. One day, hopefully that wheel doesn't go flying off, because honestly, I feel like it's inevitable. But at the same time, she and I were talking and we were like, you know what, it's kind of important to like have a break for a mom. And I'm not saying just moms, parents in general, fathers too, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to make anybody upset, but I feel like moms kind of do a little bit more sometimes. It depends on the family dynamic though, of course. Like, of course it depends on your family dynamic. Everybody's different, but I feel like moms do a little bit more. And it's not just saying that because we do more around the house or because the husbands don't work out. It's because we're the mom and we care more. It's like in our DNA to care more, to make sure everything's right for our babies, you know. It's just in our makeup. Like once we become a mother, we're like, yes, I'm living the next 18 years minimum for you, but probably for the rest of my life, my world will revolve around yours. Dads were like, all right, I'm gonna raise you. That's what a dad is, you know? So yeah, we're in the same boat. But what does in the same boat even mean? If you don't know by now, it is just an idiom, and it means to be in the same situation or facing the same circumstances as someone else. All right, so you're in the same situation or you're facing the same circumstances as someone else. You are in the same boat. All right, in the same boat. I was saying that a lot of moms with kids under 10, maybe even probably even moms with kids over 10, I don't know yet because my kid is 10 and my other one is 4, but I'm pretty sure being a mom in general is hard. I'm not even like, I don't even want to think about the teenage years because I'm already seeing some of my friends with like 13-year-olds and like their kids are getting in the teens, and I'm like, oh Lord help me, because it's only a few years away. I don't want to think about it. So it just means to have someone else that's like in the same situation or circumstances as yourself. You're being in the same boat as someone. All right, I've been doing this new thing where I tell you guys the history behind it, and I really like learning the history behind it myself, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well, because like I've said, the past few videos where I've done this history with Carley little segment, I found out that I don't know half the things that we're saying. I don't know where they came from. History with Carley. The history for in the same boat. It dates back to ancient times where boats were one of the primary modes of transportation and for communication as well. So the phrase likely originated from the understanding that when people were aboard the same boat, they shared the same journey and challenges and fate. Over time, it evolved into a figurative expression, what we use now, the idiom that we use now, to describe people facing similar circumstances or challenges together. So this idiom has been used in various forms across different languages. Let me know in the comments if you guys have this idiom in your language as well, because it says it's like almost well, not in every language, but it's a similar idiom in many different languages and cultures. So emphasizing the universal concept of shared experiences. All right, so I know that's a lot, and I know I was like looking over because I'm really good with English and history, but I could not memorize that whole like historical paragraph on this idiom in the same boat. But yes, it's basically just back in the olden days, people would use boats mainly for their means of transportation. And when people were on the same boat, a lot of times you had to face the same challenges, the same journey. You're in the same boat, so you might be destined for the same fate if something bad happens. Hopefully not. That's just our little history behind this idiom. Now, of course, I have 3 examples for you as well. So example number 1 for the idiom to be in the same boat is, despite coming from different backgrounds, Sarah and Jack realized they were in the same boat when they both struggled to find employment after college. All right, so despite coming from different backgrounds, Sarah and Jack realized they were in the same boat when they both struggled to find employment after college. Right. Example number 2, when the entire team missed the deadline, they knew they were in the same boat and needed to work together to meet their targets. All right. When the entire team missed the deadline, they knew they were in the same boat and needed to work together to meet their target. They missed the deadline, they're in the same boat, They have to work together. Example number 3, as residents of a flood-prone area, we are all in the same boat when it comes to preparing for the upcoming storm season. Now, this is a little joke. You might actually all be in the same boat if you live in a flood-prone area. Boom. That was a corny joke. I hope you guys have a better understanding of this idiom, to be in the same boat. If you do, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Please share away, and I hope to see you all in the next video.